The battle over voting rights is once again taking center stage.
Democratic lawmakers bolted the state capitol this afternoon to prevent passage of a new election law.
Revolting against tough new voting restrictions on the special session agenda.
Potentially risking arrest when they get back.
This makes the second time they've broken a quorum to block a vote on what they are calling voter suppression.
I'm about to get on the plane to go to Washington to fight for our democracy. We're going to break quorum.
Just landed in D.C., made it here safely, and I'm heading to the airport to join the rest of the Democrats. We'll see how this thing goes.
I am tired of sitting as a hostage in a Texas House of Representatives while Republicans strip away the rights of my constituents to vote.
Welcome to D.C.
It's very important to protect the freedom to vote that we leave Texas in order to prevent Republicans from passing their anti-voter legislation.
And we can't stay here indefinitely to run out the clock to stop Republican anti-voter bills. That's why we need Congress to act now and pass the For the People Act.
We got an hour-plus meeting with Vice President Harris about this exact issue, and she brought up to us that she was concerned because this type of legislation was passing throughout the nation without so much as a hiccup. And the whole point is that the public, the entire nation, needs to know how their voting rights are being rolled back.
Defending the right of the American people to vote is as American as apple pie.
We have been up and going from early in the morning, running until late in the night, and really doing everything we can to meet with those advocates and those members of the Senate that can help try to advance the freedom to vote.
We've heard it from different senators that this push for this conversation, they could be talking about anything else right now. It would have been on the back burner had we not pushed and forced this conversation and brought it to their doorsteps.
But as a group, I think we've made solid progress. I think a lot of this legislation is at the finish line, and it just needs a push to go over.
It is also going to be a concerted effort in this place to protect people's right to vote.
I think it's quite interesting to see the Democratic majority in the Senate concerned about minority rights in the state Senate in Texas. I guess if you live long enough, you'll see almost anything around here.
We're asking our Republican friends in Congress and states and cities and counties to stand up for God's sake and help prevent this concerted effort to undermine our election and the sacred right to vote.
I'm a naturalized citizen. I can't be president. My parents are naturalized citizens. And becoming United States citizens was probably one of the greatest feats that our families accomplished. And we're immensely proud of that. We don't miss any election. For Republicans to criminalize being a good son, being a good neighbor, being a good citizen is openly offensive, that it is criminalizing my community.
When we're talking about the democracy to vote, you're damn right I left Texas. And I'm glad I did. And you know why, Pete, I left them? I left Texas to give my people a right to be able to vote without them being infringed upon.
On a personal level, being away from family, being away from our businesses, our jobs, not having income, that's hard. I know it's a struggle for me to be away from my two boys. And because we've already been away from our families for the entirety of the legislative session for like 6 months. But we've become closer, we've become better friends, and we're just trying to keep each other's spirits up.
We don't regret coming to D.C. at all. It was equally important that we use this moment to highlight the need for federal voting rights legislation. And that's what we have been doing nonstop since we've been here in our nation's capital.